Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Sandra, and today we're going to talk about my 2025 planner lineup. So, if you saw the thumbnail for this video, you're thinking, what is that? Why is that thing like a mountain high? Well, what I've done this time is I've included all of my planners and all of my journals that I'll be using for 2025. So, yes, I do have separate planners. I've got separate notebooks, and I'll explain each one in detail. And now, I don't know if it's helpful for me to explain kind of how I differed things from last year. I'll link the video for you guys so that you can check out 2024 planner stack or planner lineup. But things do kind of change throughout the year as people change their minds about stuff. And the one thing that I was consistent with last year was my planner. I was consistent with my business planner and also my bullet journal. So I had a bullet journal for health, and I also have my Hobonichi for journaling. So two of those things are no longer going to be happening this year. I am removing the bullet journal, and I'll explain how I'm incorporating some of those things into my current system. And then I'm also getting rid of the Hobonichi because I'm trying to simplify my routines and my journaling routine, especially in the morning. And I'm trying to make my life more productive, even more so than I already am, but mostly not to boost my productivity because I'm a very, very productive person. It's more to make me less frazzled. I want to get more sleep. My goal this year is to simplify my life. And simplify means getting things done faster, being able to spend more time with my family, and to do more things that I enjoy, like reading, for example, because it's also one of my goals is a reading goal. So without further ado, let's get started. The one thing I want to say the one thing, but actually, you guys, there are three things that really start everything going. Like they really get the ball rolling. And the first one of those is my Cultivate What Matters goal planner. Okay, so this is, I feel like it's my life. I have been goal planning in a Cultivate What Matters goal book for probably the last 4 years or 5 years now. I can't remember. I know that there was one year that I did not film online, so that it hasn't always been a YouTube thing. It's been also a personal thing. And whenever you put things online, it's sometimes easy to be afraid of what people think, right? And so us as planner people on YouTube and Instagram, we really open our lives to people who like to watch, and people are nosy, right? Like we like to see what people do in their lives. We like to see what they put in their planners because it gives us inspiration, and maybe you're just curious and you want to know. And that's me too. I like to see those types of things. So for those of us who are on YouTube, I want to say thank you for sharing what you do because it's amazing. Even I love watching them. So thank you. Now, this, I don't really know how to explain it. I say that this is my life. There are a lot of people out there that will say, once you've had a goal planner once, you can pretty much journal your way through all your goals. You don't need a goal planner to come up with goals. But this really brings me back to my why. It makes you create a legacy statement. So, I mean, it's very similar to the Franklin Covey system where you basically come up with your values, what you want out of your life, like what's most important to you. And that's kind of what this gets you to do. So at the beginning of this book, there's a big stack of papers here that it's what they call prep work. And I do have a huge playlist on this. I'll link that for you guys if you're interested as well. But Cultivate What Matters, like Daily Grace is the company that now owns Cultivate What Matters. They go through a prep week process. It's at the second or third week of December. And they go through and they help you like fill those pages out. So you're not by yourself. So there's a huge community of women and men who like do this all together. And it's amazing. The family, like the growth that like and kind of like knocking ideas off one another, it's amazing. It really truly is. And I still stand by this goal planner like straight from the beginning. I think it's a wonderful thing to have and to use, especially if you're uncertain about creating goals. And now I know Jane's Agenda had a huge like a planner kind of like a planner setup. Like it was a planathon and that you could plan together, and she was going to go through how do you create goals. But I still found that to be so open, right? Like your goal is not going to look like my goal. And like, how do you break it down? How do you like come up with a good goal that's going to make you feel fulfilled by the end of the year? And sometimes, like to be quite honest with you, I've had goals that are complete duds that I've never accomplished, that I didn't even have hopes of accomplishing. But you're not going to get there if you don't dream big. I don't know. I think it all comes down to the individual and like your life experiences and what you want out of your life. And this really helps you get there. I can't say enough good things about this planner, but you can see like I did all the prep work, and there's lots of writing to do, lots of thinking, and it just really helps you like gather your thoughts and figure out what you want to start with. And so you come to the monthly pages, you get like a monthly reset, you get a calendar where you can detail all of the things going on in your life, a routine reset every quarter, and then like a weekly rhythm idea. This is similar to like a time block schedule, like your ideal week. And then you get your tending list, and then your area where you can really brainstorm. And so this is what you come to every day. You literally open this every day and you check things off as you progress through the task. The trick is to make a goal that is going to make you feel successful by the end of it. Like if you complete it, what are you going to feel like? What's going to happen at the end of that goal? And then so you break it down into smaller chunks. So for example, my filing cabinet cleanup. I mean, I'll probably break this up. Like I won't break it up. It'll just be done in one day, and I'll set a day to do it, and then I'll just do it. But for example, if it was a bigger job and you had like 4 filing cabinets to go through, you could break it up like 1 filing cabinet per week. And then you break down like, A to, I don't know, A to E from like this part of the day, and then the rest another day. So it's really breaking things up until you get the task, until whatever you're doing becomes a task that you can complete in like half an hour or less, right? So, or a couple of minutes. So, for example, if you were working through PTSD, or if you were working through depression or something, and you wanted to use journaling as a form of dealing with it, you could set yourself a goal of writing like 1 to 3 lines per day, and then you build up. The next day you might write a page. The next day you might write morning pages. You might do 3 pages, or you might make journaling as a nighttime routine as a form of reflection upon your day. So it's just a matter of making your goals, breaking them up into such small pieces that it would be silly not to complete that task. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, this is where it starts for me. So I break mine down into like, you're given an area at the very beginning where you write down your year goals. And for me, my year goals are very vague, and that's on purpose because I break my goals up into quarters. I do like working within a 12-week year, and I find that my goals change per season, right? Like as should most people's. So like family focus time, financial health and savings, health and wellness, home and hearth, use up products is a goal, work challenge, personal professional growth and learning, and self-care, meditation, and solitude. So these are goals that the way the season is, so like obviously winter, when it's cold out, we're going to spend a lot more time inside. I would need to find things for health and wellness, for example, that would reflect indoor activities. And then when it's summer, I could start doing more outside activities. So anyway, things change per quarter, or every 3 months, you're given the ability to actually change your goals. So if we flip to, it's at the end of March here. So you're given an area where it's a quarterly refresh, okay? And you can say, okay, how do these goals look like? Like what am I going to do? What's going to change? So you can write new goals here, or you can reiterate the same goals and then just do like a second, like you can write the main goal here, and then you can like break that goal down, right? And then you can have these action steps that you would do, and then you schedule it over the course of the month or the 3 months. So I think that this is so helpful. You get 8 goals, and I mean, you can write down more if you want to, like it doesn't have to limit you, but you can also do less. Okay, and then it continues into a new routine reset, gives you a whole note page, and etc., etc. So each month you progress, and it does give you a spot for reflection to see how well you did on your goals, and then you can evaluate and reevaluate whenever you need to. So if you didn't get to finish a goal, you can add it to the next month. And if you want to scrap it completely and make a new one, you can. You're completely in charge of your life, and you can do whatever you want. The only hindrance to getting this book and not being successful with it is not using it. That anything worth doing is worth doing well. So if there's something that you really want to do, just suck it up and just do it. Like this, I know you say it's harder than what it sounds like, but that's what I do. Even if it's something I don't want to do, I suck it up and I get to it and I do it. There is a thing in the planner world, the planner community, where it's all about the plans and it's fun writing things in your planner, but then when it actually comes down to doing it, people struggle. And I understand that struggle. It absolutely is real. So what my suggestion is, on those days when you don't feel like doing anything, do something small. If you get it done, do something else that's small. And if you get that done, celebrate it and say, okay, well, I'm done for today. That's my success. But what you're going to find is once you start doing things, you're going to want to keep doing things. It's like the forward momentum, right? It's a law of physics. A body in motion remains in motion unless otherwise stopped, right? So just do a little bit at a time. And I swear to you that helps. And everybody needs their rest days. So if you need a break, take a break. The next two things I'm going to show you guys are my journals. So I am changing up a little bit the way that I'm going to do this. This is my personal journal. This is actually a Peter Popper press. It's an interesting one, and I'm not using it the way it's designed. The first half of the book is the day. So I think it's meant to be like a journal and then a dream journal. This is the day side, and then you flip it over and then it becomes night dreams. But I'm just using it. I'm going to use it upside down when I get to the back and just use it like a regular journal. But this is for my personal journal. It's my reflections. It's like my thoughts, my feelings, things I want to happen. And so currently I'm writing 1 page per day. And the 1 page constraint is simply because I don't have the time currently. But once my other things are done, like my Hobonichi and my bullet journal, it'll free up some time there for me. So the other journal I have, which is also a current morning thing, is my business journal. I also write 1 page per day, but this sets my intentions for my business, what I want to get done that day, and this helps keep moving me forward as well. So I'd say between these 3 books, these are really the things that, I'm able to brainstorm new ideas and to talk to myself about what's good, what's not good, what's going to work, what's not going to work. And so these kind of work together, even though they're all separate things. Like this one I'm in quarterly, I'm in this monthly, I'm in it weekly, and I'm in it daily. So like every day. And so I don't forget. I open this book every day. These are also every day. And they help me set goals, and it's planning and it's scripting, but it's neither. It's journaling, if that makes sense. So this, going forward for 2025, my business journal is going to be a Monday to Friday, which it currently is. I don't do my business journal on weekends because one of my intentions was not to work on the weekend at all. But it's a Monday to Friday daily intention setting for my business, if that makes sense. So I'll write about what I got done the day before, how productive I was, how I felt, did I have energy, when was I my most productive, what tasks did I work on, what do I need to do today, or what do I need to do for the rest of the week. And so now that I'm freeing up a bit more time, I'm not going to give myself time constraints. If I need more than 1 page, I'm going to let myself have it. And currently I am in this little book here. You probably have seen this for 2024, but as soon as January hits, I'm going to switch to this one. This was from Jean's Agenda from a subscription box from 2024. And I'm going to start in here and we're going to continue. This probably won't be the only one I'll use because I go through them quite quickly. But this will be my business journal. And I prefer the smaller ones for my business journal. I don't know why. I think they're so cute. And then this one is going to become part of my night ritual, my nightly routine. I'm going to sit down with a cup of sleepy time tea, and I'm going to journal about my day and how I felt. What are my hopes and dreams for tomorrow or for the week or for whatever, how my day went, how I felt throughout the day, what my actions were, and reflect on my actions, basically. Okay, so that's how these three things work together. And it's amazing. If you guys aren't used to journaling, I highly recommend, highly, highly recommend. So now this one I don't show online as often. This is a brand new one from the Budget Mom for 2025. I was using the smaller booklets for 2024, and I really started liking those because I carry them with me in my planner each month. But it is nice to be back in a book that is all together. It's going to be hard because I have to keep this at home because it's too big to tote around with me all the time. This is my budget book. So I do not include my budgeting or my finances in my main planner. A lot of people do, and that's perfectly fine. But I find that the Budget Mom system works wonders. Ever since I have started with this, it's been easier to maintain. Everything is in one spot. I'm not taking pages out every month and putting them somewhere else and trying to keep track of it all. It's all together. And just the way this is laid out, like for example, I'll show you a month that I haven't filled out yet. This is the monthly calendar. So whether you get paid monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, whatever, it works. And what you do is you date it, you put February at the top, and then you put the dates in, and then you put when you get paid, and then every single date that your bills come due. And so, for example, we get paid weekly on a Friday. So if there's bills like within that week, so we get paid Friday, anything from Friday to the following Thursday, I need to make sure comes off that first paycheck. And then we get another Friday. From that Friday to the following Thursday, again, everything in that range needs to be paid with that paycheck. And so it works for me because it's a budget by paycheck system, and you just go as you you write it down as you go. And so here you have the chance to put in your income, you put in your expenses like your bills, variables like food and gas and stuff that can change month to month, and then any savings that you have, and then any debt. Okay, and then if you were using cash, this is where you break down your cash denominations. And I love this method. If you're truly on a budget and you need to see the money and you need to feel the money, this is amazing. So I swear by this system. I swear it has helped me within the last, I think I've only been using this now for 3 or 4 years as well. But ever since, I've noticed a huge difference. It's a big game changer. I'm not affiliated with the Budget Mom. I am affiliated with Cultivate What Matters though. So again, I forgot to mention that, but if you look down below, you'll see all the links for all the companies I'm affiliated with. And if anything interests you, just go ahead and click on the link and you can purchase from those links as well. So the Budget Mom, I keep separate. Like I said, I do not keep any financial information in my main planner, my personal finances. It's all in here. I do, however, keep my personal and my business finances separate. I do not put it together because my business is just getting off its feet, and I want it to be a separate system. So this is just personal finances. They also offer you a spot to do a budget closeout, which is my personal favorite thing to do. So for example, you also get an expense tracker. So you literally write down everything that you spend every day for the entire month. They give you quite a few pages. So, I mean, some people might not need all that room, but you have an area for a debt payment plan. You have your monthly net worth tracker. And I've been loving this page. Like, I like being able to track it. That's how I know whether we're succeeding or whether we're failing, is by our monthly net worth. And you can come back to that all the time. Okay, and then you've got like a category breakdown, so you can compare your like how much of each thing is coming off of your paycheck. So for example, you can estimate whether you were within budget, so how much you spent, how much your actual budget was, the difference, and then you can add it up here and you can see how much you spent, how much your budget was supposed to be, and then you can actually take a percentage out of the total income that you made. So you know how they say your housing income is supposed to be 30% or less of your paycheck. So this is where you could calculate that, and you'd actually get really good insights from this information because it teaches you like, hey, like I went over food way too much this month. We need to cut back. And so it really makes you accountable, I guess, for what you're doing. And this isn't like you don't have to answer to anybody, you're answering to yourself. But this, like if one of your savings, like say your money goal for this year was to make more savings and to save more money, this would help you do it. And I can't say enough good things about it. Okay, so now for my 3 main planners. So those were like accessory planners. I hate to say that, but they really are. They're more like the accessories, are like the behind the scenes that I do show during things like Plan Miss. Plan Miss is daily planning videos for the whole month of Christmas, pretty much like December, where I show you what how I plan daily and how I use all the tools that I plan daily with. But these 3 planners here are the mainstays of my planning system for 2025. So I use a Franklin Covey, it's actually Franklin Planner, classic binder with my daily pages. I do use monthlies, I use weeklies, and I also use day on 2 page dailies. And I'll walk you through how I use that. I have a separate planner for my business. So my business consists of social media for the most part. I first started on YouTube. I added a second YouTube channel, which is my Sandra Doll Beauty channel. It's all about makeup. And then I decided to open an Etsy shop. My links are, again, they're all down below. I have a website that kind of shares information on everything. It's also including my portfolio, and I sell from there as well. It's my online shop. And I also write a blog, which is also on that same website. So all of that is in here. And it's basically my work life. This planner is so big, you guys. I have tried multiple times to have like all of my work stuff within my Franklin binder, and it just doesn't work. I have tried. So I'm an affiliate with Jane's Agenda, and I was a monthly subscriber up until the end of January because I needed to make changes. Like they changed the way their company was run, so they got rid of like half letter unpunched, which I was using for Franklin, and it worked for me because I could use it in conjunction like with both these planners. So it made more financial sense for me to have that subscription. But since they've changed, they only offer disc punch now, which would only be for a disc planner. And some of the inserts they provide are like, home inserts, cleaning inserts, which I wouldn't use on my business planner. So unfortunately, had to stop the subscription boxes. But I still do swear by their products. If you are a disc planner person, by all means, Jane's Agenda is amazing, and the deluxe box is the way to go. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an affiliate. Their products are actually super beautiful. Like they are quality items. They're amazing. They offer such a great value in the subscription box as well. And their products are a bit pricey, but if you get the subscription box, it actually saves you money. Again, this is Franklin Planner. This particular binder is the Dusty Blue Vintage Aurora. Actually perfectly matches my nails, which is ironic. This is a Jane's Agenda wrap cover. This is a disc bound system. This is a 7-ring binder, by the way. This is disc bound. I have everything in here on 2-inch discs. And this is a wrap cover. This is the Nori Green Saffiano wrap cover. And then this little guy over here is my Planner Perfect Traveler's Notebook. And I've got 5 books in here currently, but we'll talk about each of these planners. So I think what we'll do first is talk about my business planner. So my business planner is kind of a one-off. It doesn't really, other than me tracking things on my daily pages where I write out my list of things to do for the day, it doesn't really connect to my main other planners, if that makes sense. So this is what she looks like on the inside. This is the January cover. She's so beautiful. Like I'm loving this right now. I'll probably keep this on like all year long. And I track a variety of things. So I have an admin tab. I track all of my statistics in here. I've got statistics for my YouTube channels. I've got my blog. I've got my website. And I've also got Etsy that I track. Okay, so then I track all of my numbers each day. So how much money I make from all of the various different affiliate accounts that I have and all of the things that I'm with. So that gets tracked in there. And then I've got a business tab, which has some personal information in it. I've got a meetings tab, so if I have meetings, I can write down meeting notes, a projects tab, and then a notes tab. And those 3 dividers came in a subscription box from Jane's Agenda. So although I have another notes tab later on, these 3 things I just kept together because they were already, I think these ones were already punched for discs when I got them, or maybe these ones I decided to have in here because they were more business related. Okay, and then I've got my goals tab. So I do have separate goals for business and for personal. So that's where I keep my business goals. I've got a finance section, which deals with all of my finances for my business. And then I have a schedule tab. So schedule, again, these I use Jane's Agenda monthly and weekly inserts. I do not use daily in this planner. It's just monthly and weekly because I transfer all of the tasks I have to do each day into my Franklin planner. So I've got a routine tab. And now I know for certain these already came disc punched, so I kept them in here. But I've got a future log, a goals tab, which I mean, I already have a goals tab, and then a reference tab. So reference would be for any reference material, but I put my marketing calendar in here. So this is something that I got in the January subscription box. And I'm using this calendar on one page to, like, it's a monthly calendar, obviously. I'm using this for my marketing schedule. So when I'm going to have sales, whether I'll have like codes for the sales or whatnot, and then like any holidays that I'm planning on having a sale around or creating stickers or planner terms for, that would go on here. Okay, so then I've got my first month, which is January here. And for example, this is what my calendar looks like. January slows right down for me, so it's not busy, but you guys should have seen December. It was nuts. Okay, and then I've got my task list in the back, and then I've got a spot for ideas here. And then this spot is going to be for, I think this was for intentions for my business for the month. Then I've got my weeks, and then this is kind of where I detail out the things I need to do. And then on the back, I think I'm going to write my weekly reflections here, like my weekly review. And then at the very back, I'm going to write my monthly review. And then my quarterly review actually goes on my goals tab. So at the end of each quarter, so this is one quarter here, at the end of that, I write my quarterly review on the back. Okay. So I've only keep 3 months at a time in here because I just don't have the space right now. But then I have a tab for YouTube. So this would be for YouTube ideas, anything related to YouTube. It would be for giveaways. I've got giveaway trackers in here. The next one is shop. And this has to do with anything from my sticker shop. So this type of paper that I buy, supplies, the settings I use to cut my stickers on the different paper that I provide, and then some sticker ideas. And then I've also got supply tracker, coupon code tracker, custom order, product pricing calculator, stuff like that. Okay, the third last tab, I guess, is my blog tab. This is all of my categories and my schedule for the next year. And then I've also got blog post creator, and then I could also put ideas in here for my blogs. Okay, I've got a notes tab at the very back, and I think this is just going to hold blank paper. So the notes tab up front, I'd probably put my actual notes if I had notes. And then the very back is a brain dump. And that's it. So I've got future theme ideas, just ideas I might want to plan in my planner. So that is the entirety of my business book, my business planner. And as you can see, like, there's so many sections in here and so many different inserts that I wouldn't be able to fit it in my main planner. Okay, so now we get into my main planner. This is the one that you guys will see if you watch my weekly plan with me. This is my beauty. Love her so much. I do change out my covers for this planner every month. So when you watch my monthly planning videos, you'll notice, like, I'm going to do a binder switch. I'm going to change up the decor. Currently, I'm obsessed with Cocoa Daisy, so I have been using Cocoa Daisy along with other bits and pieces. I'll use Planners Anonymous. I'll use Planner Perfect, just to make it change, because I get bored really, really quickly. So I need to change things up occasionally. And I've got my charms. I've got charms from other shops, or I will make my own charms. And currently these are from Planners Anonymous. But okay, so the first tab is goals. These are all my personal goals. Then I've got my brain dump, where I put any thoughts that I want to get out onto paper. I've got my schedule section, and this is where I have my monthly setup. I've got my future log in here too at the beginning. I've got my monthly set up, so I put my monthly goals here, my calendar, and then my master task list for the entire month. I've got my weekly schedule, which I'll show you what that looks like for the first week of January here. So I've got my calendar, and then my weekly master task list, and then I've got my dailies. So this is where I literally write out the tasks I need to do each day, and if they're really important, sometimes I will do the Franklin Covey method about the prioritization. So A1 means I have to do this first, A2 means I do that second, and A means it's very important. Okay, I also have a compass card slash progressive task list in here. I have a home section, so this would have anything to do with like my home or school or chores or cleaning or even like what I want to make for dinner. I've got food ideas in there. I've got a reference tab. I can't actually show that tab because I do have personal information in here, but it's anything that I need to reference. This section is actually probably the biggest section of my entire planner, and it's pretty much all filled up. So I've got that section there, and then I've got a personal one. So this is pretty much like I've got like things I want to buy, things that I'm going to cross off, things like books to read. I decided to put that in there. And then the very last tab is projects and notes. So I'll have like this Red Deer packing list should probably be in my reference section. But yeah, this is just note paper. And then these are, I've got plain like graph paper in here. And then I've also got this Cocoa Daisy insert paper. They're actually A5 inserts unpunched, but I just put them in my Franklin because A5 is a little bit wider and a little bit shorter than half letter, which is what Franklin Planner takes for classic size, but it still works for me. Okay, and then I have a little bit of decor at the back, and I will keep important documents, like if I have a prescription to fill, I'll keep it in here. And then my on-the-go planner is the one I'll take with me in my purse. So for example, if I had a prescription in here that I know I needed to go get filled today, I would take it out and put it in my traveler's notebook. Okay, so that is my main planner. This is one that stays home a lot of the times. If I do go traveling, if I go to Red Deer or Vancouver or anywhere, I would most likely take this. It just depends how much room I have for carrying. Okay, so the very last planner that we're going to discuss today is my Planner Perfect Traveler's Notebook. So this is very special to me. I have my calendars in here for reference. So for example, this is my TN. I take this with me in my purse. If I need to make an appointment, if I'm at the doctor's and they're like, okay, when are you available for, this appointment? I'll look in here. This is my future reference book. So I would look in here and I would just write down the day. I would just go to the month that it's in and I would check to see if I'm busy and I would write it in. So this first book is my future plans. Okay, so that's what that's for. I will decorate it as I go, but I can see where I've written before, so I would just put it in a spot where I could decorate around it. But this is January. I love this. And then I've also turned this book, so this is the monthly calendars all for the whole year. I turned it into my personal, I want to say it's my personal tracker, my health tracker. So the first page I have here is my habit tracker. It tracks all my habits. And then I've got my biohacking tracker here from Jane's Agenda. It tracks all of my health stuff. So I can see how well I'm sleeping, my energy, if I've drank enough water, etc., etc. And then the next two pages are other health tracker and a weight tracker. And at the very back of this same book, I have a yearly weight tracker, a psycho log, and all the books that I want to read for my 100 book challenge for the year. Okay, then I've got my monthly planner. So this one, same thing. So this is my monthly calendar. And then this is where I detail everything that happens in the month. So this calendar is exactly the same as my Franklin planner, but this is on the go. So I can see everything. And it also includes all of my videos and all of my blogs that I need to write. And then the page after that, there are two of them. That's a reiteration of my goals. And then the first week. So this is where if I had to add something or write some notes out, this is where I would write them out. And the reason why it's so personal is because I can decorate this any way I want and make it look absolutely gorgeous, which it usually does week to week. And then on the pages following, this is where I script out my day. So if you're unfamiliar with scripting, you can watch Jenny Penton's YouTube channel. It's called Planner Perfect. and she talks about the power of scripting. And scripting is very similar to planning. It's kind of like I don't know, a mashup of like journaling and planning together, where you long form write out what your goal or your plan is that day. So you'll say, I'm going to wake up at 5. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. So this is what I'm making for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's kind of magical because when you write it out word for word, like this is what my plans are, this is my intention for the day, it happens. So yes, my intention for my business is in my business journal, but these are like my life plans. This is everything that I'm doing. But again, this was very personal to me. It's more of a way to express myself in long form writing and to make it look pretty. And I don't know, for some reason, it just makes me feel so excited and good to be in this and to journal every day, to script every day. It's really amazing, the feelings it provokes. So I've still got December in here because we are filming on December 29th. So I've still got one more day to script in here. I've got this notebook from Coco Daisy. I switch them out as soon as I get the new one. And this is like my freehand notebooks, everything that like, it doesn't matter if it's a mess. Everything and anything goes in here. Currently, I write out my grocery list and I write out my songs, what I want to sing when I go to karaoke. And the last book here is it's also a journal, like a notebook, but I'm using this to be my reading notebook. And I've actually started putting like my getting things done and completion triggers list in here. So that's going to be a notebook that I'm going to keep for a longer period where I write down important information. It's like a reading book or a commonplace notebook. If you guys have heard of that, if not, I'd advise you to search it up. We will not talk about it in this video, but I keep all of this together. So when inspiration strikes, I am ready with a pen and paper. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was a bit longer than expected. If you have any questions or comments about any of the things I've mentioned or about any of the links or anything at all, please message me or write it down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please subscribe, click on that bell button, and I'll see you guys in the new year. Happy New Year, you guys, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye.